Welcome back to my channel. I'm Saray and I am the content creator behind all things I Am Saray Bailey, and I love to share tips and tricks around planning, budgeting, lifestyle, and simple seasonal living. Thank you so much for joining me today for this special collaboration with Tamara from the Paper and Pen Girl and a bunch of my other planner friends as we share some tips and tricks around getting out of that planner rut or planner funk. So for this segment, I do have my planner with me. I need it for moral support because I think it's such a timely topic, especially this time of year. You either have been in your planner for the whole year, so perhaps you may have felt some sort of a rut throughout the year, or perhaps you have experienced some sort of planner funk. And I don't blame you if you have experienced that, because it's tough, especially this time of year when everyone is either getting new planners, all these different companies are launching new planners, and it's always, I think it's normal to kind of question our systems at times. So let's go ahead and talk about the differences between the two. I don't think planner rut and planner funk are the same thing. When I think of planner funk, I think of a feeling of where you're feeling down about your planner. It's not necessarily that it might not be working for you, but perhaps the focus has been externally somewhere else. So the focus has not necessarily maybe been in your planner, but in others' planners. I find that planner funk happens when we feel a certain level of discontent with our system. Perhaps we don't feel like we have the best system, or someone else's just seems overall more attractive. So we start comparing ourselves to other people. In addition, we might not necessarily be happy with things like, I don't know, it seems so superficial, but like maybe like the stickers that we use or your handwriting. I think that's a really big one. I hear this one all the time. Perhaps you're not loving it. So we try to duplicate or imitate someone else's style, but to no avail because it's never going to be our own. Now, when it comes to a planner rut, I think that's a little bit different. So when it comes to a planner rut, it's not necessarily that you're focusing on comparing yourself to others, but you perhaps feel like you don't feel that creative. You rely on the same styles and the same way that you operate with your planner, so it just becomes really repetitive. So that's really when it becomes a planner rut. How do I know if I'm in a planner rut or a planner funk? I'll share my personal experiences because I have experienced both. So very similar to the example that I share around the planner funk, when I was experiencing the funk, what I was doing, I was spending a lot of time on social media and I was looking at different styles, or maybe I was really focused on one particular style and I wanted my planner to look exactly like that other person's planner. And it just, no matter how hard I tried, it was never gonna be the same. So then I still felt unhappy. I was still feeling not satisfied with my planner at all, because no matter what I tried to do, it was never going to be like that other person's planner. Now, when it came to a planner rut, how did I know that I was experiencing a planner rut? I think one thing that comes to mind that I experienced was that I wasn't feeling as inspired to share my plans, like my planner spread, especially as a content creator, because I felt like they were sort of just the same. So it was still working for me to a certain degree, but it's just I wasn't really feeling that inspired to share. So that's kind of how I know I was in a planner rut. What do you do if you find yourself in a planner rut or in a planner funk? Well, I could sit here and talk about this all day, but I'll leave you with 3 specific tips. The first tip is that if you're feeling like you're just not finding any sort of satisfaction in your planner, take a break. I did that a couple of years ago. I took a break from the community, and it was when I was experiencing the planner funk. It was maybe 2 or 3 years ago now, and I just was not feeling any sort of contentment at all. So I took a break and I decided to reevaluate and find my own style, find my own way, and really embrace my individuality. So that would be tip number 2. So embrace who you are, embrace your style. People, if you are a content creator when it comes to planners and you're sharing your spreads, folks are going to be attracted to your style because of who you are and then the way that you do things. And no one else, no matter how much they try to imitate it or duplicate it, can ever be the same as the original. You are the original. You are it. So embrace that individuality. And then tip number 3 is to change it up in your own terms, especially when it comes to a planner rut. Sometimes when it comes to a planner rut, it might just be that we just need to change our layout a little bit, or perhaps you want to use different styles of stickers if you're someone who stickers your planners, or you just want to make some small changes or maybe big changes if you want to. But I encourage you to make those changes on your own terms, meaning not because necessarily you were influenced by someone else, although that is good because it does give you a lot of inspiration, but we have to be careful when it comes to dancing that fine line between really grabbing inspiration from someone and then trying to duplicate sort of like their entire style, because if we're not careful, that might cause that vicious cycle of a planner funk, and that's a place where we want to stay away from, because again, we're embracing who we are as a planner. But I also have one big takeaway for you, especially in this time of year, especially as a lot of us are probably working on establishing our systems, setting up goals for the new year. I want you to embrace the mundane. Why do I say embrace the mundane? Well, as you're thinking about goals and habits, planning is one of them. Planning is a habit. Planning can be a goal as well. When it comes to the habits or goals, we're never going to be as excited, as pumped up as we are on the first day or the first few days of trying to implement a new habit. And since planning is a habit, we are always very excited at the beginning, but as days go by, things start to become a little bit more mundane. But that is the natural course of any habit building, any goals that you're trying to accomplish. I want you to anticipate whether you're implementing a habit, whether it's planning or something else. I want you to anticipate that you're going to get to a point where it's just going to feel not as exciting as the first time, but just know that that is the natural course of developing a new habit or just embracing your process. As long as it's working for you, that's really all that it matters. Once again, thank you so much, Tamara, for including me in this collaboration. I'm super excited to share some of those tips and things that have helped me overcome a planner funk or a planner rut. Don't forget to expand the description section and check out all of the different names, content creators that have put in so much work to share some of these tips with you as well. And don't forget to check out tomorrow's video. I will go ahead and make sure to leave all of the links there below. So in case you have not seen the previous videos, there is about 25 days worth of tips that you want to make sure that you are checking. This collaboration is going to wrap up on December 26th, so be sure to go back to Tamara's channel, which I will link down below as well, so that we can close out the collab. And I hear she's having a giveaway, so be sure to check her out. Thanks again, you guys, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Happy planning!